You're watching Saturday Story Time, 2 January 2021 edition. Welcome back to Saturday Story Time. It's a Christmas miracle. San Francisco gets its very own monolith. This one's made out of gingerbread. It's about 5 or 6 feet tall. I like the little M&M rivets on here. That's pretty cool. Posts on the gingerbread structure seen in Corona Heights Park circulated via social media. It's like the one in Utah. I like this one person says, I think I smelled it before I actually saw it. It must have been fresh. I watched someone lick it. I had to stop my dog from nibbling on it. Okay, it's a Christmas miracle. So they found a lunch counter here in Pompeii in the ruins. You can see in this picture it's like a counter with little hot pots. And let's see what was on the menu. This is the first such hot food and drink eatery known as a thermopolium that's been unearthed in Pompeii. So this fast food counter was dug up in 2019 partially. Since then they kept digging and revealed this multi-sided counter. The countertop held deep vessels for hot foods, like soup containers in a salad bar. Initial analysis confirmed how the painted images represent, at least in part, the food and beverages sold inside. Duck bone fragments were found in one of the containers, along with remains from goats, pigs, fish, and snails. Oh, and at the bottom of the wine container, there were traces of ground fava beans. Down here's another view of that food counter. Does lightning strike on Venus? This has been a question that remains unresolved for many years now. Japan's Akatsuki spacecraft saw a mysterious flash on the planet's alien skies. Lightning's found all over our solar system. We expect there to be lightning on Venus. This Akatsuki spacecraft, which means dawn in Japanese, has revealed this flash seen on Venus. It's suspected to be a very powerful lightning strike, roughly 10 times more energetic than lightning on Earth. The existence of lightning on Venus has been controversial for many decades. We have observed electromagnetic pulses measured from spacecraft, but each time scientists have questioned whether the signals were coming from lightning or another source. It's really an interesting side note here. The Soviet Union launched over a dozen Venera spacecraft between the 60s and the 80s to Venus. It's definitely worth a Bing search and read on the articles and look at the photos that you find. The United States Pioneer Venus orbiter picked up energetic bursts in the 80s, as did the radio attached to the Galileo probe in 1990. But none of these have been completely convincing. The importance of lightning on Venus is in this statement here. Lightning is charismatic as a process. It's active. It could be one of the potential engines for prebiotic chemistry on Venus. Lightning may also be responsible for making the gas phosphine, a compound that was recently detected in the Venus atmosphere. We know surprisingly little about Venus. It's a world about the same size as the Earth, but its evolution is dramatically different. This is yet another argument for why we need to visit again. And speaking of visiting Venus again, the ESA NASA Solar Orbiter probe did a flyby of Venus. It wasn't very close, but it made several different types of observations. It came within 4,700 miles of Venus. The solar orbiter gathered magnetometer, particle, plasma, and radio data that could provide insights into how Venus interacts with solar winds. This is the solar orbiter's first flyby and one of its first opportunities to obtain data as part of its 7-year mission. So they got to check out and make sure all of the sensors and probes were working. Korea has been building a fusion reactor. It's as hot as the sun. It set a new record running at 100 million degrees Celsius for a full 20 seconds. Oh, they got a little Homer Simpson meme in there. That's pretty cool. This program is called Korea Superconducting Tokamak Advanced Research, or K-STAR. It first achieved fusion in 2008, but it's considered farmly compared to France's huge I-tier project. That fusion reactor has millions of individual parts that will eventually form the world's largest tokamak. Korea's contribution extends well beyond manufacturing parts for these. The country is offering technological insights based on 12 years and counting of intellectual work and insights from K-STAR. The Korean Institute of Fusion Energy operates K-STAR with the goal of achieving fusion ignition for 300 seconds at a time. They've performed over 20,000 plasma jolts since 2008. K-STAR has been working on this internal transport barrier mode that allows them to maintain plasma state for a long period of time, overcoming existing limits of ultra-high temperature plasma operation. This is a major milestone for their reactor, which is on track to reach 300 seconds at 100 million degrees by 2025. Well, none of us could go out for New Year's Eve. The bars are closed and we have to socially distance, and you couldn't go to Times Square. Boston Dynamics' Robot Family did a dance for 2020 like it was a good year. We've been replaced. Okay, so we have to watch now. Here we go. Alright, I've had enough of that. In this story, there's a lot to get your head around. New supercluster discovered by astronomers. This is from analyzing the data from the eROSITA Final Equatorial Depth Survey, or EFEDS. This international team of astronomers has detected a new supercluster. The newly found structure consists of 8 galaxy clusters, containing various structures with a range of masses, from massive and dense clusters of galaxies and low-density bridges and filaments and sheets of matter. Superclusters are among the largest structures in the known universe. Finding and investigating superclusters in detail could be essential in order to improve our understanding of the formation and evolution of large cosmic filaments. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Observations show that the northernmost clusters in this structure are going through an off-axis major merger activity. Both optical and X-ray data suggest that it is a triple merging system with a double merger and a pre-merger. So they've designated this cluster EFEDS J093513.3 plus 004746, and I've said a mouthful. So the X-ray properties of these 8 clusters forming the new supercluster are similar to those of the common EFED cluster population. Their morphological properties are consistent with a sample of more than 300 clusters identified by EFEDS. We got to study up more on this eROSITA thing. I remember talking about it before. Caribbean volcanoes are rumbling to life for the first time in decades. These have been quiet for a long time. The most recent warning was issued late on Tuesday for La Soufriere volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a chain of islands home to more than 100,000 people. Officials reported tremors, strong gas emissions, formation of a new volcanic dome, and changes to the crater lake. There is a orange alert, meaning eruptions could happen within 24 hours notice. It last erupted in 1979, and a previous eruption in 1902 killed 1,600 people. And that occurred shortly before Martinique's Mount Pelée erupted and destroyed the town of St. Pierre, killing more than 30,000 people. And Mount Pelée is now active once again. They've issued a yellow alert due to seismic activity under the mountain. And this is the first alert since 1932. So last week in story time, we talked about a Yukon wolf that was preserved in permafrost. Here, they've found an extinct woolly rhinoceros in Yakutia in North Russia. This animal lived around 20,000 to 50,000 years ago, and it was a juvenile. It's discovered in August. It's still covered in short, thick brown hair. The horn was found beside the animal. This rhino was between 3 and 4 years old and lived separately from its mother when it died, most likely by drowning. But it's 80% preserved, including internal organs, teeth, and stomach contents. Wow, so we know what it ate for lunch. Maybe it ate at the Pompeii food bar. So I read this story with a great deal of trepidation. Microsoft says the SolarWinds hackers broke into their source code. We detected an unusual activity with a small number of internal accounts, and upon review, we discovered one account had been used to view source code in a number of source code repositories, said the Microsoft Security Response Center on Thursday. Microsoft hasn't said which of the source code repositories have been exposed. When they have actionable information to share, they will publish it and share it. There's no evidence that Microsoft's systems were used to attack others. This could provide hackers blueprints on how to hack Microsoft products. This was believed to be a state-sponsored Russian group known as ATP-29, and they infiltrated SolarWinds as early as 2019. Then they sent malicious software via approved updates to SolarWinds Orion software. This hack also included Departments of Homeland Security, State, and Treasury, among dozens of other federal agencies. 3/4 of the corporations on the Fortune 500 list were also hacked. Well, while only very few of us could attend the ball drop at Times Square, astronauts ring in the new year from the International Space Station. That's kind of nice. Let's take a look at that video here.
3, 2,
1.
Happy
New Year! Okay, looks like a good time had by all. Thanks for the well wishes there. Happy New Year to you folks on the International Space Station. So look in the link down below for this blog article that has all of the links to the stories we just talked about. And also my blog is fully searchable, so you can explore many different topics that you might find of interest. Make sure to check out ST Storytime. It's a new channel where I'm doing only shorts. These are 30 to 60 second long videos, and I'm having a little bit more fun with these than I would with Saturday Storytime, and I'd appreciate your support. All right, thank you.